The Stoics offer a lantern in the depths of human existence, where noise is ever present and clarity hard-won. We embark on a journey through 10 timeless habits that promise profound change. With each new dawn, we turn inward, seeking stillness before the world awakens. A ritual that begets strength. As the pen dances across the page, truth emerges, unvarnished and liberating. Through chosen discomfort, resilience is crafted quietly. Reaction is mastered in pauses between heartbeats, while words, sharp and deliberate, shape reality. Alone, we find ourselves, and as night descends, reflection secures growth. Through mindful consumption and steadfast principles, life's essence is revealed. Finally, the shadow of mortality invites urgency, gratitude, and courage. This path is not for the faint of heart, but for those who seek life's essence, who dare to transform. As the first light kisses the horizon, signaling the start of a new day, we are invited to embark on a journey into stillness. This is a moment to connect deeply with ourselves before the world beckons with its incessant demands. In this precious hour, where the world lies in quietude, an unspoiled canvas of tranquility unfurls before us. Here, in the gentle embrace of dawn, we encounter life in its most authentic, untainted essence. The ancients cherished this serene embrace as a practice to build fortitude against life's inevitable oscillations. Each morning brings an invitation to partake in this age-old ritual, crafting a symphony of silence that armors the mind against the outer tumult. By greeting the day with silence, we consciously liberate ourselves from distractions, allowing the mind to unravel its complexities before they become intertwined in the fabric of our daily existence. This is no mere abstinence from noise. It is a deliberate art, a choice to foster clarity over confusion. In solitude, we begin to plant a garden of thoughts that align with truth and intention. As the Stoics wisely observed, while life's external conditions are beyond control, the mind remains our sovereign domain. The tranquility at dawn sets the stage for mastery over one's inner realm, equipping oneself to navigate the world with poise and equanimity. Our morning rituals become the scaffolding for our lives. As dawn greets us, the body stirs, yet it is the mind that necessitates careful stewardship. By dedicating the earliest moments to solitude, we cultivate the virtue of presence that Marcus Aurelius often meditated on. This presence is not an abstract ideal, but a lived experience, unfolding in the precious quiet of each morning. The serenity nurtured in these early hours serves as the foundation upon which our day's endeavors are built. It becomes an intentional act of self-ownership, enabling us to engage with the world from a place of inner fortification. By carving out this sacred time for introspection, devoid of haste, we nurture a calm resilience and authentic engagement with life. This practice emboldens us against the deluge of superficial imperatives, replenishing our mental faculties with serene clarity. In the grasp of silence, we discover sanctity for the soul. Here, sanctum blossoms not from the clamor of speech, but from the quiet of contemplation. A silent morning transforms into a rehearsal for the day, a reminder that growth requires seasons of serenity. In embracing these moments, we draw nearer to our own truths. Silence becomes a fertile garden where virtues like gratitude and endurance take root, harmonizing within us. As dawn paints the sky with its gentle hues, the mind, unburdened by distractions, opens to the canvases of possibility. Beginning the day with such awareness pays homage to this latent potential. Within each unhurried breath, the wisdom of the ancients illuminates our path, allowing us to examine motives, desires, and thoughts with clarity. Silence at dawn serves to craft the day's blueprint. Here lies an invitation to intentionality, a call to craft the hours ahead with thoughtfulness and resolve. With the slate of the day unwritten, aligning action with purpose defines the Stoic journey, a rooted resilience guiding life with understanding. As we greet the morning light, an ancient yearning to connect with nature awakens within us. This is the perfect moment to align ourselves with the world's cadence. By stepping outside into the soft whisper of the wind, we engage in a rite that transcends the mundane, welcoming the universal as a confidant. The natural world, in its profound simplicity, becomes an unfolding canvas for contemplation. Each step in the quiet morning reminds us of the interconnectedness shared among all beings. Stoicism embraces this bond, imbuing us with purpose that extends beyond the self, reaching towards a shared consciousness. Morning routines, steeped in stillness, honor the art of breath and meditation. In deliberate breathing and reflective stillness, we ground ourselves. These practices offer a revered presence, preparing us to face the world's chaos from a place of serene balance. Each breath mirrors life's rhythm, renewal with intake, release with exhalation. By dedicating these moments to breath and meditation, we foster an inner sanctum, fortified against external altercations. It's a daily pilgrimage, a gateway to clarity in action. The serenity of dawn also serves as a shield against the noise that encroaches with the waking world. Morning silence provides a protective layer for our minds, fortifying us against the impending clamor of expectations and demands. Clarity shines forth, becoming a guiding star by which the day's actions are steered. In this morning practice, we find a ritual that marks the commencement of a day filled with intent and reflection. This ceremonial greeting to the day elevates the mundane to the extraordinary. Each motion becomes imbued with significance, crafting a tapestry of intention, reflection, and transcendence. Through this sacred offering, not to deities or doctrines, but to the inner truth, we begin anew, with the soul as our compass. In the quiet solitude of a late evening, or the serene stillness of dawn, the practice of journaling stands as an ancient ritual, a sacred dialogue with one's deepest self. To embrace the pen is to wield a sword, not against others, but against the illusions and deceptions that obscure our true being. The Stoics, from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, revered this practice as a means to cut through the dense fog of misconception and pretension that shrouds the mind, encouraging their followers to write with an unyielding honesty, stripping away artifice to reveal the raw essence of who we are. As ink flows across paper, a conversation unfolds, a dialogue intimate and unguarded, where the mind confronts itself without the constraints of external judgment. It is a relentless, unsparing act of self-examination, often unveiling discomforting truths. Yet, it is within this discomfort that the seeds of personal growth are sown. By translating thoughts into written words, we impose clarity upon the chaotic landscape of our inner world, identifying the schisms between the person we present to the world and the person we aspire to become. This act of mental purging allows us to choose coherence over confusion, authenticity over delusion. The act of journaling demands a pause, a suspension from the relentless march of decision and action. It carves out a sanctuary, where thoughts, unburdened by the noise of the day, rise to the surface in quiet reflection. Here lies the power of the practice, to foster awareness before action, to cultivate a realm where decisions stem from discernment rather than impulse. This reflective space becomes a compass, guiding choices that echo our highest aspirations and inner values. In this disciplined routine, we become students of our own psyche, chronicling motives and aspirations, aligning our daily actions with our true intentions. Within these pages, we also explore the complex dance of self-control. Our impulses, desires, and distractions are laid bare, inviting us to question them with gentle curiosity. The pen slows thought, permitting a deliberate examination of each impulse, allowing us to unearth the roots of our actions. In these quiet moments, we become architects of our own restraint, replacing reflexive behavior with reasoned response. Each entry becomes an opportunity to trace decision back to impulse, fostering a practice where reflection cultivates self-mastery. Fear, too, is confronted in this sacred space. By committing our anxieties to paper, we gain a degree of separation, rendering them less monstrous and more manageable. This externalization allows us to scrutinize our fears, questioning their origins, unsupportive beliefs, and unveiling truths that diminish their hold. For in the act of writing, fears are transformed from shackles into guides, leading us through uncertainty with newfound wisdom and resilience. As the pen captures our inner turmoil, it performs a necessary purification, distilling the cacophony of thoughts into calm clarity. Through this disciplined practice, we sift through the chaos, leaving only kernels of insight and wisdom. Such mental purification does not stem from avoiding turmoil, but from embracing it with thoughtful, objective inquiry. A hallmark of Stoic wisdom. Writing enforces a discipline, enabling discernment and focusing attention on growth amid noise. Journaling with honesty also requires an embrace of vulnerability. We disarm ourselves to lay bare our flaws and imperfections, acknowledging that these are not hurdles, but halves of a whole existence. The journal becomes a mirror, reflecting who we are and mapping paths to who we wish to become. In surrendering to this courageous exposure, we unearth resilience, fortifying our connection to authenticity. This modest diary evolves from mere pages to a trusted confidant. Here, in quiet dialogue with the self, we engage in discourse that fosters profound understanding. By granting our inner voices the space they often lack, we weave a narrative rich with self-discovery, free from external judgment or expectation. Each interaction, akin to peeling an onion, uncovers deeper truths and insights, enriching our identity. Journaling ascends to the level of a deliberate ritual, a discipline intrinsic to both spiritual and mental growth. Its regularity sharpens focus and maintains a steadfast reminder of core values and aspirations. It becomes a lighthouse, guiding us through moments of darkness. This dedication transforms random musings into a cohesive tapestry of self-understanding, nourishing insight and creativity. In times of tumult, writing becomes a beacon, offering guidance and stability. As emotions threaten to overwhelm, the journal provides an outlet, articulating worries and doubts into structured understanding. Through this practice, we achieve emotional regulation, dispersing the noise and regaining clarity. Writing thus becomes a source of guidance, shedding light on chaotic internal landscapes, fostering peace within. Engaging with such a practice produces an alchemy of insight, where transformation unfolds in the delicate interplay of reflection and understanding. We become both philosopher and alchemist, distilling experiences through reflection's crucible. From fragmentation emerges clarity, anchoring self-awareness in empowerment. The diary records not just the past, but embodies the promise of future growth, a continuing testament to our philosophical and emotional evolution. Through this, we journey towards enlightenment, chronicling each step in the ongoing voyage of self-discovery. Stoicism teaches us that by embracing discomfort willingly, we cultivate endurance for life's inevitable trials. This is not mere masochism, but a profound philosophical exercise where the mind transcends the body's primal hesitations. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, advises that a body too accustomed to ease must periodically taste adversity to reclaim its natural resilience. In preparing for hardship, we predispose ourselves to strength. Today, voluntary discomfort is a bridge to tranquility, an exercise in mental alchemy that transforms fear into fortitude. By routinely inviting challenges, we align ourselves with adversity as an ally, not a foe. In our modern era, comfort has lulled many into complacency, dimming our latent potential. Therefore, we must re-examine our relationship with both comfort and discomfort. This philosophical backdrop highlights a timeless truth. Enlightenment is not found through avoidance, but through confrontation. By welcoming discomfort, we banish the surprise and dread of unexpected hardships, nurturing a tranquility that remains unshaken amid chaos. Ancient and modern thinkers alike assert that a meaningful life thrives not in the absence of hardship, but in the capacity to endure it gracefully. Consider the simplicity of a cold shower, unveiling profound truths about discomfort training. At first, cold water shocks the skin, drawing one into hyper-awareness. Over time, this practice evolves beyond its physical dimensions, becoming a meditation on accepting discomfort with poise. This icy shock demands focus beyond immediate discomfort, turning each shower into an exercise in present-mindedness. As the body adapts, warming internally, the mind learns to steady itself amid turmoil. This discipline ripples into life beyond the shower. Facing daunting tasks or unwelcome surprises becomes easier as the mind, seasoned by adversity, refines its resilience. Cold showers stand as metaphoric microcosms, preparing us for the world's broader challenges. Initially jarring, each splash rejuvenates the soul and fortifies the mind, readying us to navigate an unpredictable world. Hunger, too, serves as a profound teacher. Fasting, often overlooked, emerges as a Stoic exercise, cultivating emotional and spiritual resilience. When fasting, instinctual hunger reveals deeper truths about our cravings and attachments. This temporary relinquishment of food uncovers a broader readiness to challenge comforts, distinguishing genuine needs from habitual desires. In practice, fasting confronts our responses to deprivation, teaching us to differentiate transient desires from enduring values. It shifts focus from external to internal sources of contentment and peace. This self-imposed austerity unearths simplicity and gratitude for essentials often taken for granted. Beyond physical absence, hunger serves as a reminder that thriving persists despite lack. In forgoing fullness deliberately, one embraces life's ebbs and flows, extending this understanding beyond food to emotional and material realms. Hunger, when voluntarily embraced, teaches patience and perspective, aligning with the Stoic pursuit of virtue and self-control. Time in solitude acts as another form of voluntary discomfort, sharpening introspection and self-understanding. Amid constant connection, solitude may feel daunting, often equated with loneliness. Yet, Stoics revered solitude as spiritual purification, shedding distractions to reveal one's authentic self. Mindfully chosen solitude encourages exploration without interjection, offering sincere dialogue with oneself. This practice invites peace rather than trepidation when facing life alone. Solitude allows the mind to wander freely, cultivating creativity and clarity. Challenges shrink away from external pressures and distractions, giving birth to tranquility. This reflective space fosters self-realization, aligning the self with intrinsic values over societal expectations. Initially discomforting, solitude transforms into a sanctuary where inner dialogue fosters growth and acceptance. Embracing solitude strengthens the ability to find calm within, enabling us to face trials with centering assurance. Stoicism also encourages gradual confrontation of fears. Left unchecked, fear grows unfounded. By intentionally engaging with fear, we shift perceptions from weakness to opportunity. Deliberately confronting manageable fears redefines fear's role, transforming the unknown into potential rather than peril. Incremental challenges desensitize fear responses, making future adversities less daunting. This relationship with fear fosters a tranquil strength integral to the Stoic path, creating realms where courage flourishes. With controlled exposure, fear becomes familiar, empowering the capacity to approach the unknown with intention. It reveals irrational exaggerations, transforming perceived barriers into stepping stones of liberation. This poignant shift allows us to maneuver fearfully, yet confidently, recognizing fear as transient. Exposure to nature's elements, whether brisk winds or the scorching sun, serves as an ancient form of voluntary discomfort, reconnecting us with our primal state. Viewing these elements not as mere discomforts, but as echoes of nature's omnipresence builds awe and reverence. Embracing these elements willingly fosters humility, reshaping our relationship with existence's uncontrollable forces. Such interactions mask life's broader lessons in resilience and adaptability. Facing natural discomforts cultivates gratitude for comfort. Its grounded essence reminds us of existence's broader perspective, aligning us with nature's rhythm. Confronting the elements harmonizes our soul's edges with the world's greater forces, tempered through nature's influence. Ultimately, embracing voluntary discomfort fosters acceptance of life's inevitable trials. These uncontrollable variables cascade upon the soul. Engaging with discomfort willingly nurtures surrender and experiential understanding of life's ungovernable flow. Through this emerges a subtle equanimity, revealing life's inherent beauty in unpredictability. These chosen difficulties grow resilience, forging resolve needed to navigate uncertainties gracefully. The Stoic tenet reminds us to meet discomfort as an inevitable guest, not an adversary, expanding our capacity for joy in life's dynamic mosaic. Embracing unpredictability with love and resolve echoes the Stoic spirit, a testament to the peaceful strength we aspire towards. Instinctive responses course through us like ancient rivers, carved from eons of survival. These impulses, woven into the very fabric of our being, are fragments of the past, echoes of ancestral whispers urging us to act, to protect, to propel. They are the raw manifestations of human emotion, rising before thoughts have the chance to intervene. Yet, within this primal chaos, there is a profound realization: awareness. As we navigate life's myriad experiences, often fraught with turmoil and tranquility alike, we might pause amid our reactions, unlocking the potential to transform automatic impulses into deliberate, value-aligned actions. In the fleeting interval between stimulus and response lies a crucible of potential. Viktor Frankl, a beacon of resilience amidst adversity, highlighted this space as the breeding ground for freedom and growth. The Stoics, too, cherished this gap, viewing it as a realm of profound power, a breath where choices are forged, an opportunity to evolve beyond instinct. This silent interlude, if we learn to dwell within it, becomes a sanctuary, a meditation where we cultivate the mind to rise above the torrents of emotions and eventually align our actions with our highest intentions. Emotion, a tapestry of the human experience, colors our decisions and influences our engagement with the world. Yet, impulsive reactions can obscure our path, leading us astray from rational engagement. Emotions, though, are not foes to banish, but guides to understand. The Stoics espoused the wisdom of emotion, navigating its waters as a seasoned sailor commands the sails, adapting but not surrendering to the whims of the wind. When emotion and reason dance together, decision-making evolves into a harmony, a symphony that resonates with truth, reflection, and purpose. At times, emotional triggers, like unseen pressure points, spark powerful reactions. These are often rooted in past experiences, unmet needs, or fears. Understanding these triggers becomes an exploration, a careful mapping of our emotional landscape. Introspection reveals the stories behind our reactions, tracing patterns and igniting growth. As we tend to these triggers with patience and compassion, they transform from obstacles into guides, pointing us toward healing and insight. Mindfulness and intentionality form the bedrock of emotional awareness. Practices like meditation and reflective journaling enable a deeper connection with our emotions. Through mindful observation and unjudged sensation, we nurture the grounded presence necessary to comprehend our emotional states. Journaling, too, becomes an ally in this endeavor, with the pen serving as a tool for exploration. Documenting our emotions and responses shines a light on recurring patterns, fostering curiosity and understanding rather than impulsivity. When reactions align with our core values, inner harmony is realized. These values, like a North Star, guide us through life's tumultuous journeys. The Stoics advocate living in accordance with nature, acting with virtue and in harmony with both divinity and humanity. Identifying and clarifying our values frames our responses, enabling us to replace impulsivity with intention. Each moment offers a chance to embody these values, crafting lives of integrity, purpose, and meaning. In the delicate dance between impulse and response, judgment lurks as an unseen partner, guiding us unwittingly toward reaction. It comes quietly, casting shadows of critiques, veiling insight with biases. Yet releasing judgment brings liberation, a return to the raw, genuine essence of each moment. Acceptance surfaces not as resignation, but as an embrace of what is. This mirrors the Stoic philosophy of amor fati, embracing fate and the necessity of transformation. As acceptance deepens, judgment fades, giving way to clarity and authentic response. The journey toward mastering reactions is a continuous cycle of reflection and growth. Just like a gardener who nurtures each plant, tending to our emotional responses refines our understanding. Reflective practices, like end-of-day reviews, help us distill wisdom from daily experiences. Through this process, moments of impulsivity and intent become rich soil for cultivating resilience and growth. Reflection becomes a beacon, guiding us ever closer to self-mastery. Reactions, akin to stones cast into still waters, create ripples beyond our immediate selves. Each response influences our relationships, coloring perceptions and interactions. Calm, considered reactions foster understanding and deepen connections, while impulsivity breeds discord. Understanding this ripple effect holds power, the power to embody the Stoic ideal of cosmopolitanism, where our shared humanity encourages mindful influence and positive change. In the canvas of self-mastery, perfection is an illusion. The path is marked by missteps, each offering lessons disguised as challenges. Embracing imperfection demands patience and humility, honoring our humanity amidst the journey. The teachings of the Stoics guide us here, with resilience, acceptance, and the courage to transmute adversity into wisdom. This journey, eternal in its unfolding, manifests self-mastery as both means and end. With grace and gratitude, each step becomes an embodiment of the soul's true essence, revealing perfection in the continuity of effort and growth. In the vast lexicon of human expression, silence weaves a powerful narrative that words often fail to convey. For the Stoics, silence was far more than the mere absence of sound. It was a profound presence, a space pregnant with potential and ripe for reflection. This silent pause serves as a canvas, allowing thoughts to be organized and intentions to be crystallized. When we choose to speak less, we consciously open ourselves to deeper listening, tuning into not just the words spoken by others, but into what lies beneath, the unspoken truths that often carry greater weight. In this quiet introspection, we invite a deeper understanding of both ourselves and the world, inviting clarity and wisdom to guide our thoughts. Silence, too, is an emblem of restraint, a virtue revered in the teachings of Stoicism. In an era addicted to the cacophony of ceaseless chatter, the ability to remain silent reflects strength, self-control, and mastery over one's impulses. It serves as a mental discipline, distinguishing the ephemeral from the enduring. By speaking only when essential, our words accrue significance and authority. This not only enriches our communication, but also cultivates a reputation of wisdom and gravity. Our words, then, when they do emerge, are like stones that create ripples, but are respected for their weight and intentionality, turning silence from an absence to a powerful presence. Stoicism holds that words are sacred vessels of meaning and should be employed with intentionality. Communicating with purpose requires a mindfulness that transcends idle chatter, urging us to consider the impact of our words on ourselves and others. When words are chosen with care, they become reflections of our deepest values and core beliefs. This philosophy fosters connections rooted in authenticity and integrity, creating an environment of trust and mutual respect. Communication blossoms not just from limiting words, but from enhancing the substance of interactions. Like pruning a tree to nourish growth, our intentional speech honors the language's power to construct rather than destruct, enriching dialogue with the potential to illuminate rather than merely to fill the void. The art of speech is mirrored by the practice of listening, an active endeavor where real comprehension replaces mere hearing. This kind of listening requires us to pause, to set aside the impulse to immediately respond, instead immersing ourselves in understanding. Such practice demands humility, the acceptance that we do not possess all answers, and the openness to learn from those around us. Through active listening, we cultivate empathy that expands our perspectives, forging a dialogue built on respect and authentic understanding. This presence in the moment aligns with both Stoicism and mindfulness, promoting a dynamic interaction where genuine exploration and shared meaning flourish. In a world saturated with endless dialogue, the Stoic principle of deliberate speech emerges as crucial. By choosing words thoughtfully, we elevate conversation beyond surface-level exchanges, uncovering opportunities for truth and wisdom. Deliberation in speech reflects a commitment to aligning words with values, ensuring that what we contribute is impactful. Courage is demanded in this deliberate approach, the courage to pause, reflect, and sometimes embrace silence, valuing quality over quantity. This self-awareness defines our dialogues, transforming them from noisemakers into platforms of clarity, where precision reigns. Through measured speech, we cultivate inner peace, fostering tranquility by avoiding the unnecessary rhetoric that disrupts our internal equilibrium. Silence creates a serene mental landscape, a practice mirrored by Stoic mantras and affirmations, where deliberate language molds a resilient mindset. With verbal discipline, we nurture peace, affirming that while words can harm, they also have the power to heal. Thus, communication is not shut down, but refined, with each word spoken thoughtfully to soothe the restless mind and embrace serenity. The wisdom of restraint, another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, transforms our approach to interaction, prioritizing response over reaction. This careful restraint is not suppression, but a deliberate choice to cultivate patience and discernment. By embracing this practice, we prevent misunderstandings and foster dialogues that nurture rather than diminish the human experience. Here, we learn that through careful consideration, our relationships are enhanced, with words as instruments of meaningful connection rather than mere fillers in the noise. Echoing through life, words leave an enduring legacy, an echo that the Stoics invite us to embrace fully. Words have the power to console or wound, unite or divide. With this understanding, we are urged to be mindful of the crop we wish to cultivate in others' minds. Each word can be a seed, bearing outcomes that transcend the present moment. As architects of influence, we wield our language to inspire and guide toward shared meanings. Recognizing this enduring impact compels us toward kindness and compassion in our language, shaping a continuum of wisdom. Thus, Stoicism highlights the paradoxical freedom that lies within restraint, a liberation from impulsive reactions and the chaos of unchecked disputes. By setting boundaries, we craft space for authenticity and clarity, unburdened by the superficial. As we engage thoughtfully, moments of silence become opportunities for profound understanding, illuminating a path to enlightenment. Here, liberty is redefined not by the absence of constraints, but by the conscious selection of what truly matters. Through this restraint, we find a higher freedom, the freedom to craft a life woven with deliberate words, resonating with intention and grace. Solitude is not simply the absence of others. It is the profound presence of oneself. In a world drenched in noise, choosing to walk alone is a quiet rebellion, a journey inward rather than outward. It is an act of engaging in an unfiltered dialogue with your soul, free from the cacophony of external voices. Walk alone to step into a sanctuary where reflections stir and thoughts float freely like leaves on the surface of a still pond. In this sacred space, your true essence can emerge, unencumbered by the constancy of company, revealing truths obscured by perpetual engagement with the world. As you immerse yourself in solitude, the distractions of life fade away, leaving the resonant sound of your inner voice. It is an invitation to rediscover who you are when the world's gaze turns elsewhere. An opportunity to listen deeply to the whispers of your soul, finding direction and clarity amid the silence. Walking alone is an act of reclaiming autonomy in a world eager to dictate our every move. It is a courageous confrontation with the raw and unrefined aspects of your being, acknowledging imperfections without judgment, embracing vulnerability, and transforming it into strength. This path offers no escape. It demands presence, a commitment to explore the intricate labyrinth of the mind. Each solitary step is a deliberate movement toward self-understanding, a silent pilgrimage that invites introspection and profound insight. Solitude is not isolation, but a reunion with facets of yourself neglected by the constant noise of societal expectations. In this serene environment, you cultivate the seeds of wisdom, nourished not by external validation, but by the fertile ground of self-discovery. Engaging in reflective walking transforms each step into an opportunity for mindfulness, where every sound, sight, and sensation serves as a prompt for deep reflection. This practice demands heightened awareness and a conscious acknowledgement of the interconnectedness between mind and body as they traverse the landscape of introspection. Walking becomes a symphony of the senses, where the external world's cacophony dims and a rhythmic cadence of inner thoughts emerges. In this harmony, thoughts rise and fall like waves, their ephemeral nature guiding you to release what no longer serves your growth. Patience is cultivated in the gentle pace of reflective walking, reminding you that the journey of self-discovery is not a race, but a leisurely stroll through the corridors of your mind. In solitude, clarity emerges from the shadows of life's complexities. The quiet becomes a canvas upon which thoughts assemble and reassemble, untangling the knots of confusion and uncertainty. Alone, the mind sifts through the noise, discerning the signal from the static. This clarity is not instantaneous. It is a gradual unfolding, a blossoming of insight requiring patience and presence. In the quiet, the mind finds the stillness necessary to reflect upon life's challenges with objectivity and compassion, leading to a deeper understanding of oneself and the world. It acts as a beacon for the soul, illuminating the path through the fog of indecision and doubt. As the layers of distraction peel away, a sense of purpose and direction emerges, unburdened by the expectations of others. Walking alone is a conscious decision to embrace authenticity, unshielded by others. This choice engenders profound confidence, a quiet strength derived from self-assuredness rather than external validation. Solitary journeys are rites of passage, where self-doubt is confronted and courage cultivated. Here, you learn to trust your instincts, navigate life's complexities with resilience and grace, and build a foundation of self-confidence grounded in intimate self-knowledge. The act of walking alone serves as a reset, a disconnection from the world's frenetic energy to reconnect with oneself. This is not a withdrawal, but a profound connection to the core of your being. It is an opportunity to reassess priorities and realign actions with values. In solitude, distractions fade, unveiling the quiet wisdom that lies within, pointing the way to authentic living. Here, reconstruction is a synthesis, where fragments of understanding coalesce into a coherent whole, attuning to the rhythm of love and truth within. In the solitude of reflective walking, creativity finds fertile soil, allowing ideas to flourish unhindered by external influence. It invites a dialogue with the creative muse, nurturing imagination and bringing forth new narratives and visions. Walking becomes a canvas, unshackled by the demands and expectations of others, where creativity awakens, takes form, and finds expression, imbuing life with color and vitality. This solitude becomes a devoted ally, providing the contemplative environment for the subconscious mind to surface, bringing insights and possibilities. The spiritual dimension of walking alone transforms solitude into a sacred communion with something greater than oneself. It is a journey of awakening, a bridge between the temporal and the eternal, where the soul is nurtured and elevated. In this sacred quietude, where the spirit communes with the universe, every step becomes a meditation, a prayer, and an offering of gratitude for the mystery of existence, enriching the path with new purpose and illumination. Finally, the paradox of solitude reveals that while loneliness yearns for connection, walking alone fosters an abundance of self-relationship. This voluntary seclusion offers fulfillment and companionship within, and teaches that the remedy for loneliness lies in the presence of self, turning solitude into a wellspring of self-awareness. Walking alone, you release the constraints of external influence, empowering you to live authentically on your terms, with courage rooted in a deep understanding of your true self. The quiet of night drapes over the world like a silken veil, offering a sanctuary for introspection, a moment where the universe pauses in its ceaseless rhythm, inviting you to step into a chamber of self-reflection. Embracing the evening as a sacred ritual presents an opportunity to evaluate the unfolding of your day with the measured gaze of a sage, much like a painter stepping back to consider the day's brushstrokes on life's canvas. This practice, a fundamental pillar of Stoicism, serves as a gateway to growth, where the truth of our daily existence can be unveiled without distortion. In this stillness, layered with grace, absent of judgment, you peel back the narratives of the day, acknowledging victories alongside missteps. It's a serene excavation, observing with gentle curiosity whether your actions reflected virtue. Within this tranquil space, where time itself appears to slow, insights emerge softly, offering paths to self-improvement. This ritual, when undertaken sincerely, paves the way for reshaping one's inner landscape, fostering a disciplined mind through consistent introspection. To undertake an evening review is to hold oneself accountable with nurturing self-awareness. As you turn over the day's experiences, you map your inner terrain, identifying patterns both fettering and freeing. This daily practice nurtures the essence of self-ownership, unveiling a clearer autonomy over actions and reactions, and bolstering emotional resilience. By becoming keenly aware of tendencies toward anger, fear, or indulgence, you equip yourself to choose responses rather than impulsive reactions. Through this nightly mirror of truth, growth becomes inevitable, sculpting character as Marcus Aurelius once implored, in thoughtful contemplation of daily thoughts and deeds. While reflection often highlights what requires improvement, it's equally vital to honor successes, no matter how small. Recognizing achievements reinforces positive patterns, not to inflate the ego, but to understand the integral role of consistent, value-driven behavior. Each accomplishment becomes not just a stepping stone, but a tribute to personal resilience and progress. This celebration of success acts as a gratitude practice, aligning with core values and setting the stage for future triumphs. By acknowledging what went well, you cultivate a mindset of abundance and progress, seeing how small acts of virtue ripple outward, touching the interconnected web of life. In acknowledging failures, often shrouded in shadows of regret, one can find seeds for substantial growth. Viewing these moments with compassion allows a transformation of potential shame into powerful lessons. Analyzing missteps provides insights into areas needing refinement, prompting adjustments and adaptations. Embracing humility, you give permission to evolve, seeing failures not as deterrents, but as milestones on the Stoic journey of self-discovery. This shift from self-condemnation to curiosity fosters resilience, transforming each error into a beacon illuminating the path forward. Daily we are carried by emotional currents that sculpt our interactions and choices. Conducting an emotional inventory at the close of day sheds light on these feelings, offering clarity. Emotions, whether joy, anger, fear, or sadness, are reflections, revealing truths about our relationship with the external world. The aim is not suppression, but understanding and refinement, discerning attachments and thought patterns. This cultivation of emotional intelligence fosters mastery over one's internal life, nurturing awareness that emotions are transient, unrelated to our core essence. Over time, this clarity enhances self-regulation, aligning internal peace with Stoic virtues of wisdom and tranquility. Relationships, the intricate tapestries binding our lives, profoundly impact our existence. This nightly reflection includes contemplating these interactions, assessing harmony and discord in equal measure. Through this examination, shifts toward mutual respect and understanding emerge, echoing Marcus Aurelius's call for empathy and forgiveness. In recognizing flaws, both ours and others, a spirit of reconciliation and depth of connection is achieved, empowering us to approach each new day with improved intentions, embodying compassionate, Stoic living. Night offers a precious opportunity to realign with purpose, examining daily actions under the lens of core values. This reflection resembles a navigator consulting stars to maintain course amidst shifting tides of life. In exploring purpose, you discern profound aspirations from trivial distractions. Evening contemplation reinvigorates commitment to intentional living. Through repeated inquiries, awareness of necessary changes emerges, ensuring each step is a deliberate stride toward fulfilling purpose, transforming mundane routines into expressions of one's higher ideals. Gratitude, the lens through which life's abundance is visible, becomes central in these evening rites. As the daylight fades, gratitude shifts focus to positive experiences, nurturing a profound appreciation. By reflecting on simple pleasures, often overshadowed by life's pace, you embrace life's gifts with an open heart. Gratitude rewires the mind to notice life's generosity, aligning with Stoic acceptance of the present. This habit cultivates a content spirit, encouraging happiness and fulfillment, laying a joyful foundation for the days ahead. As the day is reconciled, set intentions for tomorrow, drawing from newfound wisdom. Let insights from today craft intentions that guide tomorrow with clarity and principle. This practice extends beyond planning, fostering mindfulness and anticipation, inviting presence and purpose. Anchored in the spirit of Epictetus, these intentions prepare the mind for life's ebb and flow, ensuring actions remain aligned with aspirations, crafting a narrative of intentional existence. In the conclusion, invite a sense of peace to envelop your being, sealing insights and intentions with tranquility. As the mind stills, it releases the attachment to to both triumphs and tribulations, surrendering to the restorative promise of sleep. Embodying acceptance, acknowledging that no choice is without flaw, cultivates compassion. As night's embrace wraps gently around you, partake in an ancient cycle of renewal, preparing steadfastly for dawn's challenges. In this serene surrender, the wisdom of the day is integrated, fortifying you for the unending journey towards self-enlightenment. In the ever-shifting landscape of our thoughts, we must become gardeners of the mind. Like a tender plant that requires light, water, and fertile soil, our minds yearn for nourishment from positive and constructive inputs. Stoicism guides us to guard these thoughts with the same vigilance we use for our physical well-being. The mind, like the body, thrives on a diet rich in clarity and resilience. Each piece of information we encounter can either be a nutrient or a toxin, demanding our careful selection of knowledge that not only enlightens but refreshes and challenges perspectives. It is through this careful choice that wisdom finds fertile ground. To cultivate this mental diet, one must be deliberate. The media we consume, the books we open, and the conversations we partake in are all arenas for selection. Stoicism beckons us to turn away from the frivolous and the trivial, urging us towards channels that embody wisdom, courage, and justice. In this way, we create a mental fortress, steadfast amidst chaos, a sanctuary for reflection and growth, nestling in the heart of the storm. Yet our surroundings, the people we choose, the voices we hear, play their part in this symphony of influence. Friends, family, communities, each shapes us, casting either shadows or light upon our dispositions. Stoics of ancient wisdom spoke of walking with those who elevate the spirit, partnering with those committed to integrity and reflection. As technology melds with life, these communities extend into the digital realm, where discernment becomes our lantern in the fog. On platforms teeming with trivialities, we find the chance to architect our environment, ensuring it resonates with our highest ideals and bolsters us amidst the modern tumult. Curiosity is essential, a compass for the mind's journey. Yet, in the vast sea of information, it can become a rudderless quest without boundaries. Stoicism invites us to navigate this terrain with discerning curiosity, drawing in wisdom without drowning in detail. It is in this balance between inquiry and purpose that clarity arises, a lighthouse illuminating the path through information's endless tide. Our senses, too, shape the soul's experience of the world. Visual and auditory harmonies touch our moods, our consciousness calling forth serenity or chaos. In cultivating an aesthetic atmosphere, simplicity and beauty embrace us like gentle whispers, reminding us of the virtues we cherish. Every object's place, every sound's echo becomes a silent instructor, guiding us toward tranquility and reflection. Emotions unfurl as vibrant tapestries, sometimes entangling, sometimes uplifting. They require boundaries, not to confine, but to protect. As we learn to embrace and refine our emotional reactions, we sculpt spaces that banish bitterness and embrace joy. This dedication to mental wellness unfolds like a budding flower, allowing the grace of self-awareness to bloom, fostering harmony against life's relentless currents. In a world of perpetual clamor, the Stoic finds wisdom in silence and absence. Intellectual fasting, intentional withdrawal from consumption, allows the mind to digest and distill insights into wisdom. These pauses are not the void, but spaces where noise fades and reflection blossoms. The inhalation of knowledge is balanced by exhalation into understanding, a soulful rhythm of learning and wisdom. Reflection becomes the alchemical process, transforming consumption into understanding. As a continual dialogue between self and aspiration, reflection distills action into lessons, solidifying wisdom's roots. Through journaling or meditative thought, reflection evaluates, celebrates, and refines, weaving a tapestry of lived philosophy that shelters and nurtures. A Stoic's mind embarks upon the quest for virtue. Careful nourishment through selected consumption aligns us with courage, wisdom, integrity, a mosaic of character shaped by practice and exposure. Through the vastness of stories, histories, and art, we glean lessons that strengthen the spirit, rooting us in ethical soil. Modern technology can birth distraction or deeper understanding. By curating our digital presence, we glean wheat from chaff, utilizing technology's gifts for spiritual and intellectual growth. Selecting value over impulse, Stoic discernment embraces tech's potential while tempering the din, marrying ancient teachings with modern tools to foster wisdom's presence amidst chaos. In the dance between silence and sound, within contemplative spaces, lies the Stoic heart. Such sanctuaries invite wisdom to flourish beyond the noise that often veils truth. Diligence and ritual wed in these quietude havens, where noise dissipates and understanding finds its wings. These spaces become pathways to self-discovery, realms where inner truths awaken and the practice of Stoicism reaches its zenith. In these sacred spaces, where the mind gently meets wisdom, consumption dissolves into peace, and one hears the deeper rhythms of life's eternal symphony. Herein lies the art of controlling what we consume, a journey that echoes the timeless pursuit of inner strength and clarity in a noisy world. In a world that constantly shifts, with its swirling currents of trends and fleeting emotions, there lies a profound wisdom in anchoring one's existence to an inner law, a silent, steadfast guide that does not waver. Our modern landscape often celebrates noise, the seductive pull of popular opinion and ever-changing demands. Yet, to find true peace amid such chaos requires a different path, building a life rooted in unwavering principles. This inner law emerges not as a static set of rules, but as a living manuscript, rich with timeless truths. It offers guidance and direction, a lighthouse in the storm of distractions threatening to lead us astray. It grows through introspection and conscious action, evolving as we do, yet always calls us back to our authentic selves. Listening to this inner code in the midst of life's clamor cultivates a quiet clarity that guides us through ever-changing circumstances, ensuring our actions, emotions, and responses are grounded in unwavering truth. Amid this exploration, it is crucial to recognize the pitfalls of outer noise. The relentless bombardment of external influences blurs the line between authentic self-awareness and societal conditioning. Social media, the endless cycle of news, and the ephemeral nature of cultural phenomena magnify their reach, distorting our realities and judgments. As individuals, we are vulnerable to this cacophony, which challenges our resilience and clouds our judgment. The Stoics foresaw the danger of living according to the unpredictable tides of popular opinion, urging us to root ourselves in self-awareness and intrinsic values. These wise voices prompt us to ask whether our actions reflect our true selves or echo the world's loudest voices. Recognizing outer noise as a threat to our inner harmony, allows us to focus on cultivating the discipline needed to maintain our authenticity. At the heart of resilience lies the distillation of personal principles, the core truths that form the backbone of a meaningful life. These principles are the skeletal structure of one's inner law, echoing the deepest values we hold. Revealing these principles requires reflection, a shedding of societal expectations, and a dismissal of transient desires to uncover the essence of one's character. This distillation process is not superficial. It demands existential inquiry. Each principle must resonate deeply, enduring external pressures and uncertainties. Whether it is honesty, courage, or kindness, owning these ideals turns them into a compass, reliably guiding actions and decisions, ensuring life is lived with authenticity and purpose. Once these roots are established, we must craft a coherent code of conduct, a tangible expression of these distilled ideals. This code is a living document, a testament to the self we aspire to be. It offers clarity in dilemmas, navigating us through indecision and distraction. Shaped by reflection and experience, it becomes the script by which thoughts are transformed into deliberate actions. Though dynamic, requiring periodic revision to remain relevant, its core stands unyielding, representing a commitment to transcend fleeting impulses and stand firm amid life's unpredictability. Central to living by one's inner law is practicing acute self-awareness, a vigilant introspection that aligns actions with principles. Self-awareness serves as the vital link, clarifying the blurred boundaries of intent and reality. It allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions, discerning between authentic desires and surface-level whims. This practice is akin to tending a garden, requiring patience and unwavering attentiveness. Through meditation, journaling, or reflective solitude, we cultivate a deeper understanding of our internal landscape. Awareness sharpens, uncovering hidden motivations and dispelling the illusions cast by outer noise. Thus fortified, the inner law remains sturdy, unperturbed by circumstance or fleeting emotion. Within the security of this inner law lies the gift of emotional resilience. Emotions are natural, yet transient. If not understood within a broader framework, they can mislead and undermine resolve. Stoic wisdom teaches us to acknowledge emotions without being led by them, seeing them as signals, not determinants, of action. True resilience is born of the ability to pause, reflect, and respond with clarity, grounding our emotions within our principles. By doing so, emotions transform into growth opportunities, enhancing stability and fostering a profound sense of peace. To truly embrace an inner law, one must cultivate detachment. This is not indifference, but a liberation from the compulsions of desire and expectation. Detachment fosters soulful freedom, an acceptance of outcomes rooted in action, not anticipation. It focuses attention on what can be controlled, our responses, efforts, and attitudes, while releasing undue anxiety over externalities. Detachment empowers us to act wisely, guided by principles instead of fleeting emotions or pressures. It turns setbacks into lessons and triumphs into moments of joy, letting the journey be the reward rather than seeking external validation. Living by an inner law is not devoid of challenges. It prepares us to meet them gracefully. Inner doubts and external pressures demand adaptability and courage. Stoicism urges us to confront these tests by trusting the framework of our principles. Anchored in unwavering truths, we navigate turbulent waters without losing direction, forging responses from wisdom rather than compulsion. Challenges become growth opportunities, reaffirming our essence as we emerge resilient. Through deep introspection, actions align with purpose, a compass giving life meaning. Purpose antidotes the fragmentation propagated by outer noise, infusing actions with intention. It turns execution into fulfillment rather than obligation. In echoing our inner code through purposeful living, we nurture personal growth and contribute to life's greater tapestry. As the backdrop of existence constantly evolves, the timelessness of inner law remains steadfast, a testament to living in alignment with profound values. The journey is ongoing, a continual process of becoming, growing, and refining. To live by an inner law is to embrace sincerity and meaningful intention, transcending superficial allure and finding peace and authenticity. In uncertainty's midst, those who cultivate this law stand resilient, their souls breathing deeply, harmoniously aligned with existence's grand symphony, embodying the essence of their noblest selves. Reflecting on our mortality is a practice as ancient as human thought itself, echoing through the corridors of time with the haunting reminder known as memento mori. Remember that you will die. This guiding principle is not a shadowy specter of despair, but rather a profound invitation to live with intent and clarity, to focus on what truly matters in the finite time we are granted. In contemplating our inevitable end, we strip away the layers of superficial concern woven by modern life, allowing us to see our path with a newfound lucidity. The acceptance of mortality becomes our lens, revealing the essence of life and urging us to live authentically, embracing each ephemeral moment with unencumbered joy and purpose. Embracing the certainty of death does not invite fear, but rather opens a gate to gratitude, enhancing our appreciation for the vibrancy of life. It liberates us from the trivialities that often cloud our vision, urging us to focus instead on the richness inherent in our daily experiences. With this awareness, relationships bloom in the soil of sincerity, and minor grievances lose their hold. We begin to cherish the moments that were once overlooked, aware now of their unique irreplaceability. Every choice, every interaction aligns more closely with our deepest values, guided by the understanding that life is a precious gift, not to be wasted, but savored. These reflections stir an urgency within us, not a frenetic haste, but a deliberate shift towards what holds meaning for our soul. Knowing that each day could be our final chapter inspires a conscious prioritization of pursuits, dispelling the illusions of procrastination and idle distraction. It breathes life into a legacy crafted not from transient accolades, but from enduring impact and personal growth, narratives written into the human story. This can guide us to live intentionally, saying no to what fails to nourish us, and courageously embracing the unknown paths that align with our true purpose. The acknowledgement of mortality also deepens our capacity for gratitude, transforming our perception of life's moments. Challenges are no longer adversaries, but welcome teachers, each setback a step on the path of personal evolution. Gratitude shifts from a fleeting feeling to a persistent way of being, whereby the mundane transforms into the remarkable, and abundance is found in simplicity. This perspective powers resilience, allowing us to battle life's storms with an open heart and an unwavering hope. Facing the end, we are inspired to live without regret, transforming vulnerability into a strength that enriches our human experience. Regular introspection compels alignment of actions with the core truths we hold dear, encouraging us to show boldness in love, integrity in speech, and depth in understanding. Embracing the unknown requires a willingness to forgive and take responsibility, to pursue dreams without the reassurance of certainty. It offers not a life of flawed perfection, but one where authenticity reigns and courage blossoms. The acceptance of death bestows a profound freedom, liberating us from fears that often dictate and limit our existence. With acceptance, we unshackle ourselves from societal expectations, choosing instead to walk a path defined by personal values and standards. This freedom propels us towards a life of bold authenticity, where decisions are guided by passion and honesty rather than conformity. By embracing life's temporality, we experience it more richly, welcoming the future with fearless curiosity. Through this lens, fear morphs into a purposeful drive, a call to action that honors life with intention. Mortality inspires creativity and passion, encouraging us to engage fully in pursuits that reflect the truest parts of ourselves. Instead of succumbing to fear's paralysis, we mobilize towards a life of engagement, growth, and purposeful action, seeing death not as an ominous endpoint, but as an impetus to live wholly. This awareness humbles us, reminding us of our place in the great expanse of existence. Memento mori connects us to the shared human cycle, fostering humility and a recognition that true value lies in connections, not possessions. Our legacy is measured by the impact of kindness shared and empathy fostered, a bond that continues beyond the confines of mortality. As we deepen our human connections with intention, seeing the shared humanity in every soul, we cultivate relationships grounded in love, a love that illuminates the path beyond our physical existence. Finally, the reflection on mortality urges us to consider the legacy we carve with each breath. A legacy of values nurtured and lived by can achieve a timelessness not confined to the physical world. As we align our lives with empathy, courage, integrity, and love, these values transcend and endure, leaving an indelible mark. Our essence becomes woven into the collective human tapestry, ensuring that the principles we champion ripple through time. A testament to a life lived with unwavering purpose and compassion. Let every whispered reminder of memento mori guide us back to the present, urging us to view each moment as a gift, deeply savored. Here we find the richness of life, a quiet bloom that liberates us from regret and fear, grounding us in the here and now as we continue this shared journey towards meaning. If this reflection resonated with you, support us by liking and subscribing to our channel. Join us in cultivating lives enriched by ancient wisdom and timeless truths, one pause, one breath at a time.